Welcome to Imperfect Momming. Our children are constantly looking to us for examples. The term role model doesn't quite cut it here. We are shaping their worldview with every move we make. You see, it's not in the lectures we give or moments where we are actively attempting to teach them. It's in the micro movements we make, the unconscious ways in which we navigate life. We are constantly teaching our children how to show up for themselves, their friends, their future partners, and even their future children. So what can we do to ensure we are raising thoughtful, compassionate, self-aware human beings? We have to become them ourselves. No one is perfect, but we can still all be better, and it starts with self-healing. Let's get to it. Welcome to Mom Happy Hour. And if you are listening on the Imperfect Momming podcast, welcome to Mom Happy Hour and welcome back. If you are new to Mom Happy Hour, we go live every, I go live every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific and talk about some stuff. So what's present to me this morning is this idea of having fun. So I heard on one of my many personal growth exercises, programs that I have bought over the years, to go have fun for 20 minutes every day. And it really got me thinking because yesterday, Xander got frustrated on his video game and he turned it off and went outside. And I didn't know that he got frustrated at the time. I just knew that he said, I'm going to go play outside, and turned it off and then walked out of the room. And a few minutes later, Larry walked into the room and I was like, what are you doing? And he said, I'm looking for my sunglasses because Xander wants me to go outside with him. And I thought, well, why didn't he ask me to go outside with him? And so I went outside too, and Xander was outside playing with the hose. And I said, how come you stopped playing the video game? And he said, because I got frustrated. I was like, oh. And so this was something that he's struggled with in the past, is he was like, I don't know how to calm down. And I've told him, if you want to calm down, especially from the video game, take a break. But from anything that you're doing, take a break. If you're feeling frustrated, it's, there's no reason that you can't take a break from most things. And so I pointed that out to him because once upon a time he would say, I don't know how to calm down. Anyway, well, he was playing in the hose and he was, accidentally spraying me. Accidentally, I'll use air quotes, accidentally spraying me. And I was like, dude, I don't want to be sprayed. Don't spray me. And even in the moment, I was like, why? Like, it's not like I can't change my clothes. Yeah, the water's cold, but it's hot out. So like, who cares if he sprays me with the hose? Why was that something that I was so resistant to? And then I listened to this thing this morning, talking about, for 20 minutes every day for a month, go have fun. Pure, unadulterated fun. And then she said, isn't that a funny word? Unadulterated. Like, we have to take the adult out in order to have fun. And that really got me thinking about, I really struggle with, doing things that are fun. And, I have my own history with that. And so this morning on the way to school, I told Xander, I want you to teach me how to have fun. Like, I want you to teach me how to have kid fun. Because like my nickname in high school was Grandma. And part of it was because I had bifocal glasses. But the other part of it was because I took my cross stitch to like football games and stuff. And I was very uninterested in watching football, but like I would just take my cross stitch with me. And that's not typical 16-year-old behavior. Like I had already settled into being an adult and not having fun at 16. So anyway, I'm challenging myself to have 20 minutes of fun every day for the next 30 days. And I'm going to report to you next week on anything that I've noticed so far, or by that point. The other thing that I wanted to talk about today, which is the title of this Mom Happy Hour, is, are you struggling with your kids' bullying struggles? And I say that because, like, we're moms, and this is the Moms Conquering Guilt Facebook group, and there's some guilt that pops up inside my kid is getting bullied. And you know, Xander told me on Friday for the first time that he's been getting bullied on the bus on the way home. And like there was zero indication that that was happening. Like he wasn't even asking me to pick him up instead of taking the bus. Like there was nothing that would have given me that indication that he was struggling with that. And I asked him why it took him so long. And he said it actually didn't start hurting his feelings until he saw the kids that were bullying him at the junior high that he went on a tour of yesterday or Friday. And so it makes sense. He said it didn't hurt until that day. And I think that he made the realization that he was going to keep seeing these kids. And so we talked about it, and he said, Mom, you help people with their trauma. Why aren't you helping me with mine? And I mean, there was emotion behind his voice and everything. And it's like, well, you got to speak up. I'm happy to try and figure out how to help you with your trauma. And it's not just like I can snap my fingers and now you're helped with your trauma. Like I have to ask questions. We have to have a discussion. I have to, the thing that's going to help you with your trauma is not the same thing that's helped me with mine. Humans are too complex for that. There's no one size fits all to helping release the trauma. Because my very limited experience as a kid being bullied was there were these girls that were picking on me, and I told my mom about it, and my mom said, kill them with kindness. And I swear to you that I complimented one of those girls one time, and it stopped. And I was so annoyed that that was the answer. Like I was annoyed before, and I was annoyed that it worked. Because it's like, it's so simple. How would being nice to somebody that's mean to you make them stop being mean? Like it just didn't make any sense in my 13-year-old brain. And then I did it, and it still didn't make any sense. And then I think that around the time Xander was maybe 5 or 6 years old, I actually saw a video explaining how that works. If I find it again, I'll do a podcast episode on it. But it's basically it lets the air out of the tires of the bullies. Like if I attack you back, I give you more fuel to attack me. But if I'm kind to you, the air runs out of your balloon real quick because I'm being nice. And I genuinely think that bullies bully because they were bullied and because they're hurting. And I've told Xander, kill them with kindness. I've told them that hurt people, and none of these things were really resonating with him. And in fact, he said, I don't care that they're hurting. I'm like, I understand that feeling because they're hurting you. So now you're hurting, and hurt people. So I really dug down deep with him about what it is that he's feeling, what is bothering him, because it's individual for everyone. But I believe that the only person that can hurt your feelings is you. And it's an unpopular opinion, but it's absolutely true. Because if I told you you have the ugliest purple hair I've ever seen in my life, if your hair is not purple, it's not going to hurt your feelings. In fact, you're going to think I'm crazy for telling you you have ugly purple hair when you don't have purple hair. Like, really. But in Xander's case, the kids are telling him he's short. Well, he is short in comparison to other kids. But it's not the fact that he's short that bothers him specifically. It's what he's making I'm short mean. He was making it mean that he can't do things other people can do because he's short. He was making it mean that he's less than because he's short. And so I helped remind him that he's actually had people physically attack him, and he's come out on top both times. Well, there's 3 times that he mentioned another time that I wasn't totally aware of, but I was aware of it, but it wasn't, in my mind, it wasn't a physical thing. Where in 2nd grade, somebody tripped him, knocked him to the ground, and started choking him. And he got away from that kid. And there was another time when one of his friends was, stealing from him. It was a joke, but he overreacted to it. But this kid is bigger than him. And he fought for his stuff. And he has power that he wasn't aware of, because it was just something that he was doing. I also explained to him that the darkness is scared of the light, because the light destroys the darkness without trying. The light doesn't have to do anything to destroy the darkness. It just has to exist. And he really loved that, because this kid has a really bright, shining light. And people who are hurting, they try to take the light by shutting it down. And essentially, that's what hurt people means when you dig a little bit deeper, is that they're just trying to steal your light. And then the other thing that I did was I helped him reframe the badness of being short. So he loves giant rubber balls, and every time we go to Walmart, he asks me to buy him one, and I've started making him use his own money for it, because quite frankly, I was hoping he would stop wanting to buy them if he had to spend his money. But no, he's willing to spend his own money as well. And he took the ball and he threw it, and it landed between the rows of shopping carts. And I said, you know, you're probably going to have to like go under the shopping cart in order to get the ball. And he went through the line. And I mean, there was very little space, like he had to squeeze. And I said, you know, if you were taller, you would also probably be wider and you wouldn't have been able to do what you just did. And he goes, yeah. And I'm like the best hide and seeker because I'm so small, I fit in places that other people can't fit. And I was like, yeah, and you're really fast. And if you were bigger, you probably wouldn't be as fast. He goes, yeah. And so now being small, being short is a good thing. And so these are the ways that I helped him with his bullying. But I'm telling you this so that if your kids are struggling with bullying, you can talk to them in how you can overcome this. And I gave you several examples so that it's not, because it's not one size fits all. Every kid has a different like thing that's hooking them inside the pain. And so you've got to find the thing that's hooking your kid to help them get unhooked from that pain. I was thinking there was one other thing, and it might be gone now. Oh, the other thing we talked about was like how to respond to the bully. And, you know, when our temptation is to respond with snarkiness, but snarkiness is going to get them riled back up. And so I encourage Xander to say thank you. When they say he's short, say thanks. Thanks for noticing. Because it's just so confusing to hear thank you when you're trying to hurt someone's feelings. So that goes back to kill them with kindness. But he really liked the idea of saying thank you because in his mind, it's a snarky response. But with the right tone, it won't come off. It'll be more confusing than snarky. Anyway, I hope that this is helpful for you if you're struggling with how to help your children deal with bullying. Because our school, his school, has a zero tolerance for bullying. And he's being bullied. So zero tolerance isn't solving the problem. The problem has to be solved internally, as with literally every problem that we have. So I hope you found this valuable. There will be another episode of Imperfect Momming podcast coming on Thursday this week. There will be another mom happy hour next Monday, and I'll report back to you on my 20 minutes of fun every day. And until then, keep healing. Bye, guys.